Let's talk about how to use a chat GPT for a dropshipping store. I mean, you hear a lot of uses when it comes to a chat GPT, but the thing is, can you really use it for a dropshipping store? Let's actually talk about that. Now, before you get started, it's really important to understand that when you think about chat GPT or artificial intelligence, it's not just about automation. It's not just about efficiency. It's also about making sure that you are hitting your target, right? Making sure that you are talking to the right target audience, that you are making sure that your KPIs are being taken care of, that you are actually streamlining your operations, you're streamlining your sales funnel and all that kind of stuff, right? Your email automation, your email funnels. So that's really important. Okay. So understanding AI and ChatGPT is really important when it comes to applying their use cases, their uses to your dropshipping store. So you got to really ask yourself, where can you actually save time and money? Where can you save actually resources? Where can you actually automate things and not really suffer in your business model? Because there are certain things you can automate and there are certain things you got to do manually. That's just what it is. And every niche is different. Every business model is different. So you have to really identify where in your business model, where in your sales funnel, where in your communication funnel, you need to automate things versus keep things manual. Okay. This is really important. It's kind of similar to asking yourself, should I get a VA? Should I get a virtual assistant for this kind of thing? Or should I do it myself? Or in other words, should I hire somebody in-house or just delegate the task to a VA, right? So you have to understand AI and ChatGPT, what those two elements can do and how they can how they can benefit your dropshipping store. And after that, you have to also evaluate your current business needs, right? It's all about making sure that your needs are being taken care of. And like I said, if you have to allocate resources to a ChatGPT or AI versus hiring live people, you got to really make sure that you are actually doing the right thing at this time for your business model. You got to also think about the technical setup. The thing is, when you think about ChatGPT, you think about artificial intelligence. When you think about robots, when you think about those chat bots, those tools involve some technical knowledge, some technical setup. So you got to ask yourself: do you have the expertise in house, or would you need to actually reach out to a third party to help you set up your technical foundation for your business? Also think about the essential tools that you will need, right? Because the thing is that it's not just about ChatGPT, you got to think about the ancillary tools that you might need to make sure that your whole operation is actually a streamline. And finally, consider professional guidance whenever needed. So when we talk about how to use ChatGPT to build your dropshipping store really fast, let me give you the steps you need to really follow this year. Now, the first thing you want to do here is that you want to use ChatGPT to find a high demand niche, right? I mean, why would you start actually a dropshipping store if you're going to go after a low demand niche? It's all about popularity, demand and supply, demand and supply, demand and supply, right? So I want you to use ChatGPT to find a high demand niche. And again, this will depend on your niche, your sector. So you just go to ChatGPT, the free version, and just type help me find a high demand niche, or 5 high demand niches, for instance. Or if you want to dig a little deeper, you can just go to the paid version of ChatGPT to actually have more complex analysis. Okay, but one thing for sure, you can use the free version, and not just ChatGPT. You have other AI tools you can use to actually find your high demand niche, right? So everything has to start with the high demand niche, because revenue is going to be very important if you want to really build a sustainable dropshipping store. Make sure that there is enough money for you to get from that niche. That niche is monetizable. Otherwise, you'll be wasting your time, your efforts, your energy, everything. Okay. So that's number one. You want to use a Chat GPT to find a high demand niche, and then you want to validate the demand for the niche with Chat GPT. In other words, you first use Chat GPT to find, I would say, up to 5 high demand niches, and then you ask Chat GPT to validate through concrete numbers, through concrete KPIs, through concrete trends, through concrete, I would say, data that basically the niche is actually there, right? It's not like something superficial or whatever or artificial. No. So you want to validate the demand for the niche with ChatGPT. Okay. So one thing you want to do is that you want to ask a ChatGPT to validate the niche in a specific location or globally. When it comes to using ChatGPT to build your dropshipping store fast, once you actually find a high demand niche and also validate the demand for the niche with ChatGPT, you want to use a ChatGPT to actually give you store name ideas. Because see, the whole thing is you have to understand when it comes to a dropshipping, your store name can also be a great SEO component, right? It could be a good component, a good factor when it comes to your search engine optimization. One thing I want to say here is that you want to use store names that are actually SEO friendly. What I'm trying to say, what I mean is, if you're selling, let's say, pet products, don't go out and look for something very convoluted, like a name that's very convoluted or confusing. You can choose something along the lines of super pet store or pet friends or whatever. But you gotta have the pet foods or pet products in your store name. Okay, try to keep it simple. Okay, because the bottom line is you want to attract your customers, but also portray credibility from your store, right? And what you want to do is use ChatGPT to generate store name ideas, and then you can actually see the one that really best fits your business model. Next, you also want to use a ChatGPT to check if your domain is available. So if you want to build your dropshipping store real fast, and you choose your name, you have to make sure your domain name is available, like www.blah.com is available, right? Because otherwise, if you are in a very competitive niche, some domain names can go real fast, okay? And you can use a platform such as GoDaddy or any top domain name registration sites to check if any of the store name ideas recommended by ChatGPT is available or not. Now, ChatGPT can't really do that for you. ChatGPT will give you name ideas, okay? Will recommend name ideas to you, but you have to use basically a top domain registration platform to validate those domains. So if you want to use a ChatGPT to build your dropshipping store fast, once you use the tool to find a high demand niche, to validate the demand for that niche, to generate store name ideas, to check if your domain is available, you want to also use ChatGPT to write product pages, okay? And this is one area where artificial intelligence can really do a great job, a fantastic job. So if you want to succeed and grow your dropshipping store, writing product pages, I'm speaking about titles, I'm talking about descriptions, I'm talking about snapshots. This process is actually critical, right? Because you want to really resonate. You want your content to resonate with your target audience. You want people to come to your page and really appreciate the way you write about your product. You see, the thing is that when I speak about product communication, product messaging, this is not just about describing the product. It's also about making sure that folks are interested in trying your product and buying from you in the first place. Okay, so you want to optimize the title and product listing, for instance, and you can use ChatGPT in that process. For instance, you can use a ChatGPT to generate title and product listings for you. Okay, that way you can really see exactly what works and what doesn't work. Next, you want to generate customer service email templates using a ChatGPT, okay? Because, I mean, when you have a dropshipping store, chances are you will have a need to communicate with customers. Or in the case of returns or refunds, you got to have templates ready to actually address those scenarios, right? Because the last thing you want is to actually improvise. You do not want to improvise. You want to get things ready so that you can just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And whatever customer service email templates that come out of ChatGPT must be professional. That's why you want to really review it yourself. Don't just trust ChatGPT. I mean, ChatGPT is pretty sophisticated, but sometimes it also helps to have a human take a look at whatever has been produced by the machine and actually do a little tweaks here and there. So if you want to use a ChatGPT to build your dropshipping store real fast, you want to generate social media content using ChatGPT. And I don't care what kind of social media you want to focus on. Whether you go on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, now called X, or YouTube or TikTok or Pinterest, you can use ChatGPT to actually, I would say, a filter or even narrow down the type of messaging you want to convey through those social media. Okay. The thing is, on social media, it's not just about the content that you are actually posting. It's about the frequency sometimes. If you want to gather followers, if you want to gather, let's say, if you want to build credibility around a certain topic, you want to be seen as posting as frequently as possible. Like if you're just posting once a week, for instance, versus once a day, you would be you'll be seen as more credible, faster, and accumulate a large follower base. The more frequent you are. Okay. And so what I'm trying to say here is that it's not easy to do these things manually, to come up with content ideas every single day manually. Okay. So ChatGPT can really help you by automating that part of the process for you. Okay. So this is really good. And you can use the messaging to promote your store on social media because, nowadays your customers are already on social media anyway. You also want to use a ChatGPT to generate ad copy. Okay, so this is kind of cool. When it comes to generating ad copy, you don't have to reach out to a copywriter or like somebody sophisticated. No, ChatGPT can really streamline the process for you. Okay, so whether you are using the ad for Google or social media like Facebook or Instagram, you can use ChatGPT to generate the content for you that is well optimized and written to attract your target audience. Okay. At the end of the day, you want your ad copy to resonate with your target audience. Otherwise, you'll just be wasting your time, right? And ChatGPT again can really help you in the process. For instance, you can ask ChatGPT to give you a short ad copy or a long form ad copy. So when it comes to using ChatGPT to build your dropshipping store fast, there are a few things you need to that I would recommend you do, and there are other things that you shouldn't be doing. I mean, every niche is different, right? Every niche is different. It also depends on your target audience, the kind of messaging that can resonate with them, and also how long you've had the dropshipping store. If you're new, the way you communicate versus if you've been around for a while. Things are a little different, okay? So there are a few things you should avoid. For instance, let me talk to you. First of all, you want to avoid over-reliance on automation. I've said this before. You want to really make sure that there is a human review. There's a process in place where a human will review whatever has been generated by ChatGPT, okay? I mean, a tool such as ChatGPT is very powerful, don't get me wrong. But this tool should not replace your business acumen and decision-making skills. What I'm trying to say here is that the ChatGPT tool, or any AI tool for that matter, should complement your analysis, should complement your process, should complement your work stream. Okay, so you want to balance automation with personal oversight. That's important because then you can empower your staff members. You can empower your own how you actually portray. You can empower the process of portraying your dropshipping store to the whole world. And do not ignore data insights. Okay, simply because you're using ChatGPT doesn't mean that you have to forget about the analytics of your store. The analytics of your store are telling you way more than ChatGPT can ever do. Okay. And you want to steer clear of generic strategies, okay? You want to be aware of copy-paste pitfalls, sometimes you have to understand that ChatGPT, the way you're using it for your dropshipping store, other dropshippers are doing the same thing. Okay, and also you want to avoid skipping the trial and error process. Okay, so AI and data analytics are very powerful, but they don't replace the need for experimenting and learning from real world results and feedback. So you can try to really, you can do some, I would say, test. You can test. You can do A/B testing, for instance, okay, to see what works, what doesn't work. What I'm trying to say here is that ChatGPT is great. It's a tool. It's a tool. It's a robot. It's a chatbot, right? But you are the one who is running your dropshipping store in the real world with real data, with real insights, with real analytics that you can tap into to see what's working and what's not working. So if you think about using ChatGPT to build your dropshipping store fast, it's important to understand that again, as we're talking about a machine, we're talking about a chatbot, we're talking about a robot. There are a few things you need to really understand about the process. I want to talk to you about how to prevent potential issues, because at the end of the day, ChatGPT will only give you what's available out there on the market, like online. Okay, so that's why you want to regularly update your knowledge, because the last thing you want is to actually use a very old version of ChatGPT or whatever AI tool you are using. You want to really refresh your knowledge. You want to refresh your acumen, your skill set. That way, you're using the latest and the greatest. Okay, and you want to use data wisely. What I'm trying to say here is that when I say use data wisely, ChatGPT can give you a certain output, can give you a certain set of data, right? But it's up to you to actually ground this whole analysis in your knowledge, in your economic acumen, in your business leadership, to see what's working, what's not working, to see how your target audience is reacting, let's say to ad copy or to something else, to your products or to your product descriptions, for instance. So this is important. And that also has to be complemented by quality checks, quality control checks, okay? So you want to periodically review the AI generated content for accuracy and relevance. Ensure that your product descriptions and customer communication reflects your brain's tone and also are tailored to your audience. Because see, the thing is, your audience doesn't know that you are using a machine to generate the content. You're using the machine to do the analysis. No, your customers think that you're doing it yourself, like somebody in your team is doing it. So just make sure at the end, ChatGPT doesn't have to create something that is so confusing or so opposite of what you want to really portray to the market, want to convey to the market. And you also want to test and optimize, okay? So you want to continuously test different strategies and use the feedback to optimize. And when it comes to a ChatGPT, experimentation is really important. This is actually the key to finding what works best for your specific dropshipping model. Remember, every dropshipping sector is different, every niche is different, every target audience is different, okay? And so you can only just do a series of trials and errors, and in the end, eventually you can find the best setup for your dropshipping store. You also want to seek feedback, so engage with your customers and peers to gain insights into what works and what doesn't. Right? Again, this is part of the same process I just told you, the same learning process. Okay, the same learning itinerary. It's a continuous learning process that in the end will help you identify what works and what doesn't work. Just remember that ChatGPT is not a magic solution. It is a tool that can help you big time, but it's not your magic solution. So in conclusion to this conversation, I explained to you how to use ChatGPT to build your dropshipping store fast. I give you the steps you need to follow, what to avoid doing, how to prevent potential issues. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.